think you can pull Lightbringer?
I think I can try.
The sword will reject you.
Then I'll find out what I'm made of.
Captain Connor Blake, human warrior, mid-30s, weathered strong features, dark intense eyes showing determination and quiet strength, athletic muscular build visible under heavy black steel armor with intricate engravings, military bearing with subtle nobility, composed focused expression, moves with controlled precision, hands calloused from years of fighting. His armor shows battle wear, but is meticulously maintained. Voice, deep, measured, carries quiet authority. Queen Astra, alien warrior queen, appears ageless, possibly ancient. Striking features with otherworldly beauty, long flowing silver-white hair, catches light ethereally, piercing intelligent pale blue eyes, tall graceful build. Wears elegant dark armor with magical enhancements and flowing cloak elements. Pointed ears, commanding presence. Expression shifts from arrogant amusement to shocked respect. Her armor seems woven with magical energy. Voice, crystalline, powerful, carries weight of centuries. The sword, legendary blade of immense magical power. Glowing brilliant cyan blue, ornate crossguard with intricate detailing. Emanates pure magical energy. Weighs according to the worthiness of the wielder. Has been sealed for generations. Setting, the frozen tomb of kings, desolate icy wasteland, ancient ruins of a once great civilization scattered across frozen terrain, mystical atmosphere with ethereal blue lighting, snow constantly falling, wind howling, the location where legends are tested, magical energy visible in air, clapperboard thumbnail prompt, simple Google Flow compatible, a human warrior in dark armor kneeling and pulling a glowing bright blue magical sword from stone in an icy wasteland. An alien warrior woman with long white hair and dark armor, standing shocked beside him. Ancient frozen ruins in background. Magical energy glowing cyan. Epic fantasy moment. Realistic cinematic lighting. HD quality. Open book full story. 1,050 words. She mocked the human for trying to pull the sword. Her reaction when he did was priceless. HFY. The sword had been waiting for 10,000 years. That's what Queen Astra told me as we approached the frozen tomb, our footsteps crunching through snow that had never thawed, crossing through ruins that had turned to ice in time. The blade called the Lightbringer had been sealed since the last of her kind had fallen in the war that changed everything. Only a being of pure worthiness could draw it. Only someone whose spirit was unbroken by power, uncorrupted by ambition, could claim its edge. My name is Connor Blake. I'm a human captain in the Interstellar Expeditionary Force, and I was standing in front of a sword that hadn't been drawn in 10,000 years. Astra was laughing. Not cruelly, I'll give her that. The laugh of an alien queen is a complex thing. It carries layers of meaning that human ears can barely process. But the amusement was clear. The dismissal was clear. You, she said, her voice like crystalline bells in the frozen air. You think you can pull the Lightbringer? You, whose species has existed for mere moments in the span of galactic history. You, who conquered your single planet with fire and blood and called it civilization. I think I can try, I said simply. Trying, she said, is what breaks lesser beings. The attempt itself will reject you. Your life will flash before your eyes as a sword measures your worth and finds you wanting. This is what happens to the unworthy. Behind her, her guard, ancient warriors who had fought in campaigns before my species even developed written language, stood silent, patient, waiting for my humiliation. I walked to the sword. It rose from stone that looked like it had been melted and refrozen 1,000 times. The blade glowed with a light so pure and bright that looking directly at it was like staring at a captured piece of the sun. The hilt was intricate, covered in runes that I couldn't read but could almost understand. Languages older than human civilization, written in the syntax of magic itself. I reached out. Astra actually leaned forward, her pale blue eyes bright with anticipation. She was looking forward to this, to watching me fail, to watching the sword reject me the way it had rejected thousands before me. I gripped the hilt. The moment my hand touched it, I felt everything. I felt the weight of the sword's history. Every battle it had been drawn for, every warrior it had served, every moment of glory and sacrifice. I felt the magic that bound it, testing me, measuring me, looking into the core of who I was and asking if I was worthy. I thought about my childhood on Earth, growing up in a place where resources were scarce and violence was common, learning to fight because learning not to fight meant becoming a victim, learning to survive, learning that strength means nothing without mercy. I thought about the first time I killed someone in actual combat, how the weight of that never left me, how I made sure it mattered, that I'd only killed because the alternative was watching innocents die, how I'd carried that weight every single day after. I thought about choosing to join the expeditionary force, about leaving the only world my species had ever known to explore a galaxy where everything wanted to kill you, where every decision had consequences measured in light years, where the margin for error was non-existent. I thought about every choice I had made to do the right thing when the right thing was harder than doing nothing, and I pulled. The blade came free with a sound like a star being born. Light exploded outward, cyan blue and pure, and when it touched the snow around us, the snow didn't melt. It transformed. It became crystal. It became radiant. It became beautiful. I stood there holding the Lightbringer, and it was lighter than a breath in my hands. Astra's expression had changed completely. "Impossible," she whispered. "You said the sword measures worthiness." I said, keeping my voice low despite the power thrumming through me, "I guess I measured up." She walked closer, slowly, like she was approaching something that might shatter. Her ancient warriors had gone completely still. For the first time in what might have been centuries, Queen Astra was seeing something that surprised her. "How?" she asked. "Your species is so young. Your civilization is barely more than a child's attempt at society. You have no magic, no ancient bloodlines, no destiny written in the stars. How is this possible?" "Maybe," I said, "that's exactly why it's possible. I don't come with the weight of ancient responsibility.